Hey guys, just trying to get set up here. Oh, who's in here? Hey Gary, everybody hear me okay? Let's see. Make sure I plug that in. Darren, how you doing, buddy? Stop with that Christmas stuff, man. I'm gonna pound you. Let's see here. Just trying to get set up, guys. Sorry, I ended up having to work tonight. I didn't think I was on the schedule, but I was. So, hey JT Carver, Scully Kill River. What's going on? You guys hear me okay? I feel like I'm echoing though. Coming in Indian River, Indian Valley River Railroad or Indian Valley Railroad shirt on from the Steamtown meetup. All right, so I'm a little early. You guys hearing me okay? Yeah, well, I was already home. I was just letting you know that I had to work. So I'll give it a few minutes and we'll kind of get into, hey, Wilmer, kind of get into what my little trailer was about yesterday. So I'm not really looking at the chat too much on the computer, but hope the lighting's okay. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Yeah, doing. Glad to see some of you guys made it. I never get the lighting right in this joint. All right, maybe I'll adjust it here in a little bit. Sparky, the shed's coming along nice, man. The train room. All right, so let's do this. I'm gonna start a little early because this may take me a while. So as you guys know, if you can't hear me, let me know. As far as I know, nobody's told me they can't hear me. So as you know, I got the new scale trains, SpongeBob Square Cab, Rivet Counter 40-3. Did a little review on it. Love it. Well, apparently, I did not have it speed matched completely. And I don't know what that is. Anyways, sorry about that. So yeah, I didn't have it speed matched 100% evidently, and ended up with flat spots on all 6 wheels. You probably won't be able to see them too well. I gotta find them myself, but they're there, directly across from each other on all these wheels. So I had them, what I thought was speed match with two of my Scout Train Gevos. Now, according to Scout Trains, when I talked to them, those Gevos are so powerful that you wouldn't even notice if this was being drug at all. Because when I got it, it wasn't making any noise. This has been just over the last few days. It was making like a thump thump noise. So as it would go around, and anyways, it was annoying. So I emailed them. Ended up calling them I believe it was last couple weeks ago, Thursday or Friday. Told them I needed to replace I told them what I did, it was my own fault, and I needed replacement wheels. So they sent me out replacement wheels. Not bad, charged me shipping for them, and that was it. In the process of taking these apart, and that's mainly why I'm doing this, the Scout Trains, I'm going to grab one that's together. Here's one of the culprits, actually. It's not like a lot of the other manufacturers where you can just pop this plate off. Can't do that. If you do, try to take the side trucks off, you break these little clips. These clips are in here. There's a post that comes down. Stand by. Alright. These little posts, you can see them. Right there, there's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. When the side truck goes through, here's the gears. See these little posts here, these 4? Goes like that, bottom comes up, side truck goes through here and here, and then these points go up through those little square ends on there. That one's broken. See how there's the little squares? So that's how it goes together. It's kind of a pain. In my opinion, it's not really the greatest design. I mean, it keeps it all together, but it's not the best way for us to work on them if you wanted to take them apart, grease them up, or anything like that. So, I don't see anything really in the feed here. Yeah, thanks, Wilmer, on the shirt. So anyways, that's my own dumbassery, as I like to call it. Live and learn type moment. So I thought I'd put this thing back together. What I did was I called him, told him I needed side frames. He didn't know if he had any. This was Mark McAllister from Scout Trains. Came up with 2 whole trucks. He didn't have side frames, but he had a couple of extra trucks laying around from a damaged model that came back that had a bent frame or something like that. Somebody dropped it, whatever. So he sent them for me like as a warranty type deal, since this thing's only a couple months old, And I thought it was great of them. I mean, I like Scout Trains anyways, and this just solidifies my like for them. That admittingly making a mistake, and them, not having any issue with sending me out parts. And like I said, for all the 2 trucks and the 6 wheels, it was $4.99. Shipping is what they charged. So I know, like, this is probably, he wrote this off as warranty work. These are $50 for the pair. I think it's for the pair. So he had to dig those out, but what can I say? Now getting back to the part that I think is silly, kind of silly. You can't just take the truck. You can't take those side frames off without breaking them. And I mean, you can put them back in. First, you got to make sure you don't have little pieces of plastic stuck in your gears, because obviously that's not good. So what he told me I had to do was take the shell off, and the shell comes off like any other. You take the coupler boxes off, that comes off like anything else, normal. I had to unsolder from the board the wires for the trucks. That's really, he said, the only way to really get them out of there, and then be able to take the side frames off and then that bottom plate off. So that's what I did to get this other one out. So now I'm debating, do I want to try to put this one back in as it was, or should I just put one of these new ones back in? I'm trying to debate on what would be easier to do. And in all honesty, I'm not even sure. But, so you gotta take the weight off. Let's do that. I'm gonna try to turn this down so you guys can see. So I won't be looking at the chat at all. So I have no idea if you guys are getting any of this or not. All right. Anyways, you got 2 screws that pulls this weight off. Mark from ScaleTrans said that they are going to be doing a at some point some like how-tos on how to do this stuff. So I just have some Atlas gear grease. I'm gonna, I'll lube everything up before I put it all back together and that. So what he also said was on the board, you can see you got black and red, and it's the same on the way they do the, I don't know, polarity or whatever they do. It's the same forward, reverse, so it's, you don't have to mess with which one goes where really, and you just kind of line them both up the same way, if that makes any sense. So pop this clip off. I think I'm just going to use these trucks he gave me, or at least on the front, since it's already apart and I got to solder. Maybe if I can get this cap on. So I just kind of jumped right into this, guys. Hopefully you guys are following along, and I don't know if it's going to be interesting or not tonight. I just thought I'd kind of do a how-to public service kind of type announcement and or whatever. Got a little grease in there already, so I don't know if I'm going to have to really add any or not. It's all moving nice and freely. So I may just leave it go. The hardest part, in my opinion, is going to be for me to get these wires back up through where I need them to go. With my big fat fingers, it's kind of a pain. I'm trying to remember how they ran through. Then you can't really take the weight off all the way, because it's soldered to the motor and that, so I got to balance that a little bit. Like I said, this is really kind of a poor way to do this, in my opinion. I don't know why they did it this way, but they did, and I feel like it's kind of a crappy design. I hate to say that, but it doesn't make it any fun trying to fix these things or even work on, just to do normal work on them, like maintenance. At some point down the road, you're going to do maintenance on them, and it kind of sucks. You guys see that? Basically slipping that back through. And I got the wires here and here. Gotta get your worm gear in. I mean, this is pretty standard, like any, blue box or whatever. I mean, I hate to say blue box, but any basic gearing in it. Nothing real fancy. Other than the fact you gotta mess with this. Take it apart, it's kind of annoying. I'm going to add just a tiny bit of grease just because I can to this worm gear, because I kind of wiped it down when I took it out. It's plenty enough. Put the cap back on over the worm gear and that. So now the truck is back in. I feel like it's Doing all right. Some of this, I'm gonna flip these upside down. Easier to set it there instead of in the groove. Now, this is gonna be kind of challenging for me because it's gonna go. And again, I'm just trying to figure this out. You gotta bear with me. I'm not an expert at this. We're kind of learning together. I just kind of went, Mark spent about a half an hour on the phone with me, but I didn't want to do this with him on the phone because it's time consuming. He's a busy guy. Maybe. Yeah, I'll go that way. Okay. I think. You guys still with me? I lose you. I'm not really paying much attention to this. I'm just getting a buffering circle where the video is playing and sound is fine. You guys having trouble with the video? I don't know, guys. I can't tell if you guys are getting this or not. All right, so I'm going to attempt to tuck all these wires back in. Come up through here. And that's going to be a real pain in the neck. All right, that's that one. Tuck that away so it's not rubbing anything. All right, happy with that. I'm gonna go this way with the red one as well. Sorry guys, I'm not in the picture, but it's really hard. You gotta just kind of squeeze it up through there on the weight. There's just a little hole. There's literally just enough room for these different colored wires to go through. Not much room for air. Damn it. I knew this was going to be one of the tougher parts to do this. To get this fed through. Kind of dreading it, to be honest with you. But I felt like I had to take this all the way out. I might have been able to just do it without going all the way out and just kind of partially. But I don't know, I just felt like this was gave me more room to work, which I need, to be honest. All right, where'd you go? You under the damn board? So yeah, this would be probably the first real complaint I have with these models. And you know, in all honesty, you really shouldn't have to do this because I'm a knucklehead. I wouldn't have had to do this if I would have been more diligent in my speed matching. In my defense, it did not appear like they were fighting each other or this was being drugged. He says the SD40s are strong, but they're nowhere near as strong as the GEVO units. And this is just pissing me off now. Excuse my French, guys. There's no little kids in here tonight. Now, Mark said he's actually seen 2 of these GEVO units actually pull like 80 cars along with, you know, a dead locomotive. Basically, you know, basically a dead like 40-2 or whatever, smaller locomotive, such as this one. So they are powerful. I will agree with them there. All right, I don't know if this is even doing any good for you guys. I can't even see half the crap I'm doing because my hands are in the way. Anyhow, so I have my red wire for my truck. Solder on this side. A black wire I'm going to solder over here on this side. So these lights back in. One thing I do like about this, though, with scale trains in general, is for most of their models, all your wiring is in this. It's all tucked into the frame and such. It's not in the cab where you have to, or I mean up in the shell, you know. It's all tucked in here, nice and neat, out of the way. I'm kind of trying to catch up on the chat here. What I think here. Yeah, that's true. Next week, TSG Multimedia will be hosting On Track Tuesday. I'm going to assume it's 7 Eastern. If that's not correct, please somebody correct me on that. So that's good. Thank you for stepping in and doing that. That's awesome. Can't wait to see that one. Oh, okay. The switching to that was a good video. Hey, did you finally get the walls all up? It looked like you had them up. I mean, you had them up. Did you get the windows framed in and everything, Sparky? Let's see, I want to do this the other way. I get this kind of. This don't really matter. All right. Let's do some fun stuff here. So I'm ready to go this side. Looks like it's pretty well tinned already, but do a little more. Tin your wires, fellas. Tin your wires. So these looks like he pulled this. He said he pulled this out of a wrecked unit, basically. So already had some tinning on it. Now, don't give me any grief for my wiring skills, my soldering skills. All right, so I got just a solder that was already on the board here. Touch it to there. I hope to not make a disaster out of this board. All right, quick little touch there. It ain't beautiful, but it's down there. Flip this around. Damn thing buffering again. All right, so that's done. I think we're moving pretty good there. What I need to do is kind of tuck these back in. All right, guys, so that's the front truck. Pull this back a little bit. All right. Hold that in that spot. Tape I took off. go ahead. I'm going to put this weight back together because the rest of this is going. I think I'm just going to try to put the new wheels in on the other one instead of unsoldering the wheel set. So you guys can see what I was talking about, though. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous to have to, in my opinion, to have to take the board or take the truck out of the frame altogether and unsolder the wires. And I guess in theory, if you wanted, I could have soldered longer wires and left longer wires so I had more length. Then maybe I wouldn't have had to unsolder if I ever had to do this again. But honestly, didn't think about it until just now. So I got the weight back on, front wheels are on. Let's flip this over now. See if we can get this back set in without having to tear it all apart. So this set I'm going to just attempt to put the new wheel sets in and put it back together. So open them up. Just because I can. Let's check the gauge on these. That's good. Good. And good. And there's no flat spots on these. Boy, I just feel stupid over this. Let me be honest. It's just, man. So, these I will add a little bit of grease since they're new. And when I took that apart, I tried to clean up the grease out of there. This might be a little tricky. I feel like it's in there. Just like on other models, you have to get the little squares down in there. This lighting is terrible. I have the lighting kind of set more so it's not blinding you guys, and it's kind of making it a little more difficult for me to get these in. feel like I got him in there. Alright guys, sorry, I know I'm not very talkative or very exciting tonight. Thought this would be a better show than this with me doing this. I thought it would be kind of more of a helpful thing. And that's my goal here, is to help you guys from making mistakes that I made here with this. It would be easier to put these little caps on before or after. On the rivet counters, as a lot of you guys probably know, they have the bearing caps, roller bearing caps. Put them on before I try to put the side rails on. You know, and if any of you guys know any better way to do this, that's awesome too, because this is just me trying to figure it out, going off of what I was told. These are super nice models, as most of you know that have them. So you can only imagine how disappointed I was when I realized what I did. All right, so as you can see, again, these little square ends have to go in here, these couple little spots there. And you have to make sure that you line up the roller bearing caps into the little spots for them. And I feel like I got it lined up. Now I got to come down through with these points. Maybe. I said the lighting is just killing me here. You know, honestly, I thought about doing like a dry run on this, and then I thought, oh, let me just do it. Yeah. Stand by. That ain't gonna work. Breaking shit off of it. God damn it. All right, I feel like I got that in there now. Sorry about the delay. All right. So there you go, guys. Back together. The new truck on back here in the front, in the back. So there you go. It just, maybe because I haven't done it yet. This is my first time doing this. Just seemed like a lot more work than it needed to be. Just because I don't see why you really should have to take this thing apart like this just to replace wheel sets, or even just to lube your gears and stuff like that. I just feel like there's no reason to have to do all this. But I do love the product. Now that I have an idea how to do this, it's not so bad. I do think if I was to do it again, I would maybe add these wires a little longer. But anyhow, what else you guys want to talk about? I don't know if anybody's even following this thing anymore. Or buffering or anything like that. No idea. It's kind of hard to do this and pay attention to the chat. That little piece of tape just kind of hold things in place there. All right. Over on the track there, just without, I don't know if you can see it or not, without the shell. For my Canadian friends, I actually found one of those rainbow hoppers I've been looking for. A pretty good price on that. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, that's that. That's fixed. Cool. I'm happy with that. Nice and quiet. Nice and quiet, guys. All right. So we're at 46. Oh, that's scary. Sorry about that. 46 minutes it took me to do that because, damn, slow. But, anyhow, I didn't bore you guys too bad. Hopefully I helped some of you. I put the shell on my own time. It's basically the same as any other shell. I just wanted to unplug my iron. my soldering iron. So I'm not really seeing the chat here. Sometimes it comes across here, but apparently not today. I'm stuck way back here. I don't know if anybody's even in this thing anymore. I might be talking to myself. Let's see here. Bottom of the chat. I kind of got stuck here. Thanks, guys. Good wiring job, Dave. Thank you. You know, yeah. Let me pull this over. This is an Intermountain. I got lucky, found it on one of the Facebook groups while I was on vacation, actually. Damn if I can remember the guy's name that sold it to me. Awesome guy, though. But he's got some other things I might be looking at. But yeah, it's really nice. The first Intermountain car I've ever had. It's got, the metal etched walkways and everything. And the backside, I'm debating if I want to do a type of graffiti or something on this side. In fact, when I was in Florida, I'm trying to edit a video. I met up with a guy named Christopher Williams. He lives about 2 hours or so from the friends of ours that we visit. Unfortunately, I was unable to meet up with Robert. Robert had something going on. We were all three going to meet up. Chris lives near Fort Pierce, and there's a Florida East Coast yard there. So we kind of did some rail fanning there, caught a couple of the local switcher there, the local job. And anyways, a friend of his made these decals. Oh, man, you can't even read that. Bless it. I don't know why. Let's see, there you go. I turned the light away. It says roasted. But I thought that was kind of cool. It looks like marshmallows. You had a few of them there. It's on a stick. I thought that might look kind of cool on the side of a hopper. Potentially here. I don't know. I haven't really given it a lot of thought. I just got back over the weekend. So we'll see. We shall see. Put that back over here out of the way so I don't wreck it. Setting up for this, I kind of made a mess out of my workbench and everything. Not that it's not a mess most of the time, but oh well. Let me do this. These are my makeshift. I get these at work. They're actually like arm cushions for patients when they're on our chairs we use for cataract surgeries and that. So they kind of pad their arms in the chairs so they're more comfortable. I'm going to move this computer up onto the table now that I'm done doing the work I was going to do, so at least I can maybe read the chat a little bit as we go. But yeah, I thought going back to the wheel sets, I don't know what you guys' thoughts are on that whole process. It's not bad if you're comfortable enough doing soldering and trying to take things apart and such like that. I've gotten a lot more comfortable with it. I wasn't very comfortable back when I got into this, I am not an optometrist. I am actually a recovery room nurse. I work pre-op and post-op, getting patients ready for surgery, recovering them after surgery. And I work with a lot of our eye doctors. We do a lot of cataracts. We do a lot of corneal transplants, things like that. So that's, in fact, we had like 17 corneas today. We did 15 corneas, not corneas, cataracts. My bad. Been a long day, guys. In fact, that's why I was late getting started. The plan is, I know I've said this last time, I'm going to be going to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday work schedule, which is kind of sweetheart. I work 3 days a week, 3 12s. So once that happens, it should be later this month, with the exception of maybe a switch here and there if they need me to move around, that kind of thing, I'd be willing to do. I should be able to go to the Tuesday on Track Tuesday without a problem at 7 p.m. I don't mind the 8 p.m. I don't know if you guys do. Some of you guys are further ahead time wise and that. So, anyhow, and Dwight, going with Dwight has a comment here. Thanks, buddy. It's he says I take it apart and I forget how to put it back together, and I was afraid I was going to do that because I did not take pictures. I should have took pictures as I went so that I knew, in case, because I took this apart before we went on vacation a week ago, and I was just going to make a video. And I got the parts while I was gone, and I was going to, over the weekend, put this back together on my own, just video it. And I thought, I'm doing the show tonight, so why not do it live and, give me some material for one, because sometimes you have a hard time thinking of material. And then, maybe teaching or showing you guys what you have to go through for scale trains, how to take them apart. Again, I think it's kind of silly to have to do all that just to change out wheels or just to grease the doggone thing, to be honest. But, I mean, I guess if you never have to take them apart, that's fine. Maybe there's an easier way. That's the way Mark explained it to me on the phone. And ATS Ventura Spur and Scaler brings up a good point. It would be great if they were all speed mats coming out of the box. Now the funny thing is all my GEVO units, all these operator scale trained GEVOs were matched. Perfect. At least they appear to be perfect. Now I'm leery because of this. Because these three I had running together. I don't know if I'm going to turn it again. Maybe. But I had them all matched together. Two of these GEVOs. And I had there's a video on my Facebook, I'm sure, or on my YouTube channel of the three of them running together. And they appeared to be running great. I mean, if you go back and look at the videos, they don't look like they're fighting each other or nobody's dragging or nothing. So that's the only thing I can think of is why would the wheel sets do that if it wasn't being drug or pushed? Because it wasn't making that thumping noise when I first got it, running it by itself, until I have had it in this consist now for, I don't know, a little while, running them together because they appear to be running together nicely, and I like running long trains and consists. Ali Muhammad, yes, Ricky, they are close but not matched. But Ali, this scale trains is the only I've run into like this, where I've had to do this kind of disassembly to get at the gearbox and stuff. I have Atlas, and a lot of my stuff is older too. Some of the older Atlas comes apart nice. Some of the older Athearn, like ready to run stuff. I have not tried to take apart. I lied. I have had some Genesis, Athearn Genesis apart, and it's the old style, the old clips on the side. You pop the clips off. There's your gearbox, just for greasing purposes to get at the gears underneath. These plates here, they just pop off. You don't have to do, and then the side plates come out nice and easy. On one of my other operators, one of the SD40-2s, now those two were matched really close out of the box to the point where I didn't feel I had to do any work to it. But now I'm going to have to go back and after this, it's kind of scaring me. But I've had those for a good 2 years now, and I've had no issues with them, with any kind of wheel problems or anything. But I did, like I said, when I tried to pry the side frames off, I broke the clips, and I broke the clips on the one truck on that SD40-2, the older one. And I have to admit, I kind of glued it back, not into the boxes, but on the back side here, where these two meet together. You can kind of glue that together, and I don't know, right or wrong. But I still had to make sure I didn't have anything gunked up in the gears, any of that plastic. Because when you break it off, those little squares, you break the plastic open. So you take the chance of a piece of plastic getting stuck in your gears. And yeah, Dave, BNSF and Scale. I'm blanking on your name, damn it. I mean, Dave. I'm blanking on a lot of you guys' names for some reason tonight. ATSF Ventura's, I think Tom, I think. Anyhow, but yeah, I don't know why they designed it like that. It just seems silly, really silly. Phone is telling me I have a low battery for some reason. I've had it plugged in. I don't know. Maybe it'll charge. Maybe it won't. I feel like we're buffering again. We buffering on you guys' end. Yeah, Martin, I don't have any MTH. I don't know. I've heard good and bad about them. Hathorn, I like the details on. They do a great job of the details, I feel. They run decent. I think they run nice. I've had a lot of like quality control issues with their stuff. I had to send back two GP38-2s I bought last summer. I don't remember. I guess it was last summer. The day I got them, they were, and I wasn't comfortable with taking things apart at that time. And they were brand new, warranted, everything else. I bought them through Spring Creek out in Nebraska, and they suggested I get a hold of Athearn, and I sent them back to Athearn for repair. It took me literally 4 months to get both of those locomotives back, and all they did was resolder. I had loose truck wires. One of them I got back and was still making the same mistake or the same. It would run and cut out, run and cut out. Like, it was driving me nuts. So I finally decided I'm not sending them back to Athearn. That was ridiculous to do that again. These things are brand new. I didn't get to even run them hardly. So I ended up taking them apart myself. Well, the one was fine. The other one I took apart and resoldered the truck wire. And that's why I finally came to the conclusion that, you know what, whether it be a 200 or 300 or $100 locomotive, I need to learn how to work on these things. Now, I'm not an expert by any means. I have installed some decoders, like just hardwired them in. Hi, Brick Builder. And that's what I was thinking too, Sparky. I know I'm kind of jumping around here. Why am I buffering on my screen? Are you guys buffering over there? Maybe not. But I decided, instead of buying these more, when I first got back into this, let's go there. I bought a lot of lower cost, to me, locomotives because I just didn't know what I was going to like, and what brand I was going to like, that type of thing. I do like the sound. I do like the horns, the bells, the whistles. I like the details. Now, for me, the Operator series is okay. I like it. Some of the locomotives weren't offered in the Operator in Operator, so I had to buy some rivet counter. And once you get a rivet counter, it is that much of a step above the Operator, but it's also a nice option for people if they want a decent amount of details and still have the quality and the drivetrain and that. I mean, not to sound like a shill. I know I always seem to sound like a shill for Scout Trains, but I really do like their product. But anyways, and it just, in my opinion, it makes more sense now to just kind of buy what I like, save up the money. Most of them let you pre-order, like Scout Trains, for instance. Athearn does the same thing. I have the George Bush George Bush 4141 on pre-order through Main Modeler Works. When that all came back out. So that's supposed to come out actually this summer. I think somebody said August. I think I got an email from Main Modeler Works saying that Athearn was talking August or September maybe on that. And that's, I don't remember what the hell I paid for that. Oh, I'm going to have to pay for it, But it's up there, I just got that Spirit of 1943 on the way back from Steamtown. I had bought that from a place, Hobby Express in Cranberry, Pennsylvania, right off the turnpike. So we stopped and picked that up. I paid at another place there will let you make payments to them. So I made payments over, I don't know, 3, 4 months, and then made the last payment and picked it up on the way back from that. So this stuff's not cheap. You know what Athearn goes for, 250, 280, depending on your discounts and stuff. But what I will say is the weight. The Athearn is nowhere near as heavy as scale trains. I like the weight and the pulling power of the scale trains way more. So now I have a scale train operator, Union Pacific, GEVO, matched up with that 1943. And again, I'm going to go back and make sure, because I darn sure don't want that to get messed up. Because God only knows why we get parts for Athearn. God, it took 4 months to get the locomotives back. I don't know what it would take to get a set of wheels. But they run great together. But the fact that the Athearn wouldn't pull, I like to run long trains, as a lot of you guys have seen in my videos. It wouldn't pull it. I don't have much of a grade. My grade's only 2 to 3%, and it just wouldn't pull as many cars as I wanted. So, and I like consist. I think it looks more natural than running one single locomotive. In my eye, I want to get to the point where I can run DPU units, and we'll see. And you got to be like dead on, I think, with the speed matching for that, or you're gonna be pushing cars off the track and stuff. Ali, let's see, I'm buying locomotives with no sound to save money. And that's not a bad thing either. Every locomotive, in my opinion, doesn't need sound. When you're running them in a consist, I'm basically getting the sound off the lead locomotive. I don't, my ear doesn't tell, at least my ears don't tell the difference. You don't have to have sound in every locomotive if you're going to run them together. If you're going to run them by themselves, then yeah, maybe, But that's just my opinion. I've been buying more like sound and DCC with sound. So, I don't know. I have, let's see, Scale Train said that the C39-8, I ordered one. I wasn't going to get one, and then they came out with the YN2 CSX paint, and I ordered that last November. Still isn't out. That's supposed to come out here in the next month, I think. So that's weird that took so long. But now that they're talking, these Dash 9s are supposed to be coming out pretty quick. So I don't know. And those SD40-2s that they just had up, pre-ordered 2 of those, a chassis patch and a CSX in the S scheme. And they're talking fall for those. So that's pretty quick if that's the case. Yeah, we'll see. I'm excited about it. I've sold off some of my earlier locomotives I bought just to have, because I just wanted to build my fleet. And that's what I was starting to say before. My video is still buffering a little on the sound. Okay, I apologize for that. I don't know if there's a way to fix that. I'm not really moving around, maybe because I sat back away from the phone a little bit. Maybe the sound is a little harder to hear. But back to you, Ali. It's totally awesome. I mean, I have nothing against... People buy what they can afford. People buy what they like. And that's totally awesome. I have no judgment on any of that. I'm fortunate enough to be able to, I guess, afford some of the more, not all of them. If it was up to me, I'd need a second job just for the stupid railroad, man, because I want it all. And I need to pick. I was just talking to Chris Williams down in Florida about this. I need to pick some kind of a time frame or something. I'm gonna go broke here because I like the older chassis stuff. Some of the Jeeps and things like that. I like some of that stuff. But I also like the modern equipment, and for the most part, I think I've kind of gone more towards the modern day. But it's hard for me not to want to run some of the older stuff. I started out basically as a Baltimore and Ohio fan. I wasn't really, not that I didn't like Chessie, but I was more the Fallen Flags of Chessie, which is a C&O, B&O, Western Maryland, etc. So Chessie was the CSX you know, I guess it's still considered Jesse System, but Jesse System was kind of the bad guy for Baltimore, Ohio, and Chesapeake, in Ohio, and that, I guess, back in the day. Okay, no buffering, no buffering. That's good to know. And again, guys, if I haven't acknowledged you in the chat, I do apologize. I got into doing that work on that and kind of lost track of who's all in here. But I do appreciate all you guys that have stopped in. I think I saw Vinny in there. Hi, Vinny. Thanks for stopping. Have a good night. Looks like you're taking off, which is good. He had I missed his Friday night with Vinny, chat with Vinny Friday. I watched it in replay. It was a good video. So. I don't know why this phone isn't charging. I have it plugged in and it's driving me half nuts. Let's just double check it's actually plugged into the wall. That would kind of be good, huh? It's not plugged in over here. It's not going to do me any good. Appears to be. I don't know. But anyways, guys, I'm over an hour. I'm at 68, 9 minutes. I do appreciate everybody stopping in. Hi, Nathan. Thanks for watching me. I hope you're able to see okay. It was kind of hard to get it close in enough. I guess I could have probably zoomed in a little bit, but so that's it. They say they're going to do a video on it too, a tech video. That's what Mark told me. They got a new tech guy, a website guy, and so we'll see. Maybe maybe it'll be a little better. I am going to try to put some of this from tonight into a video to finish the video that I made with you guys to finish the beginning part. So it'll be all up there from beginning to start. I almost want to say I might take it back apart and redo the video part of it. I hate to do that. I don't want to resolder and everything. Everything went well. I don't want to take, but. Who wants to be my? Tom, you want to be a moderator? I forget how to do that. Somebody told me how to do that. I forget. Add moderator. There you go. I don't know if that's what you meant or not. If you don't want to be, that's okay too. Damn, buffering again. All right, well, I think I'm going to sign off here. It's kind of been a long day for me. I don't want to keep boring you. I'm at 70 minutes or something. My phone's going to die any minute now, too. For some reason, it doesn't want to charge. Go figure. Been charged all day. That's the thing with this live stuff. I started out with 100% battery when I came on. And maybe my charger's going bad because I've had it plugged in the whole time. Thanks. I keep calling you Tom. ATSF Venta Spur N Scaler. Is it Tom? Damn it. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for hanging with me here. And yeah, I hope I did show you guys something anyways. It wasn't hard to do once you know how to do it. So watch it back. If you have any questions, I could try to, like I said, I'm going to try to make an actual video where it's going to be a little, not live, where it's going to be more me, where I can edit things and try to zoom in on stuff if I can. I'm getting better at this thing, but not as far as, videos and that, but not great still. But feel free to ask. I mean, if I can answer any questions, I will. It wasn't hard if you feel comfortable enough working on stuff. If you're okay soldering to the boards and things, I get a little nervous about it because the boards are so small, and I really need to get a smaller tip. I think on my soldering iron would make me a little happier, but it works out. Anyways, promote your channels, subscribe to everybody, all that stuff as usual. Tom, okay, thanks. I'm sorry, I should know that by now. Roy, stay safe out there on the roads, buddy. Keep the greasy side down, shiny side up. And we'll talk to you guys later. Keep that model railroading going. I enjoy all your videos. Try to catch all your streams. I know Sparky will be on tomorrow night, 7. This usually his time anyways. And you got Vinny on Friday nights. Forgive me on the time. I think it's 8, maybe, or 9. Probably why I say it all the time. Because I always get the times backwards. But yeah, take care, everybody. And I'll leave this open for a minute. You guys can share your channels, anything you have going on. Again, TSG Multimedia is on next week for On Track Tuesday, I believe, 7 o'clock. And I'm looking forward to that. I appreciate that he's dropping in to help us out with that. I've really been enjoying this. I got to get Benny to get me one of the shirts, the On Track Tuesday shirts. I talked about it, and then I never followed through on it. He's coming along, too. He's got some bench work going, and or he has his room actually ready to start bench work in that, so that's going to be a fun build there. My buddy Darren at nuts. Sorry, Darren. B&H 1019 Railroad is got his bench work up. He's got his tabletops down. Hopefully he'll be putting out a video pretty soon. That's going to be a nice build. He's got a nice little track plan going on there. So he's another one building in a shed, Sparky. Not as big as your massive monstrosity there, but it's big. It's going to be nice. So check his channel out and follow along. All right, guys, I'm rambling like I like to do. Thanks, everyone, for the compliments. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll catch you next time. I'll see you next week with TSG Multimedia. All right? Take care. Bye. Maybe. I gotta figure out how to shut this off. Oh, the X. All right, guys. Bye.